everyone, I'm joined with Quiet Waters Farm and Craft. So today we are going to be making our brine and getting our turkey in our cooler. So we are going to show you just how we make that. And today is my special guest star, my wonderful husband, and this is John.
Hello.
So he is going to be telling me everything I need to put in here, and we're going to get it in. First we're going to start our brine. So
first off, we'd like to ask the question, have you guys ever ate an entirely nasty, disgusting dry turkey at some in-laws house and say, oh goodness, we're not doing this again? That's what we're trying to avoid here, and by brining our turkey, we're going to be able to achieve a nice, juicy, moist turkey with lots of flavor.
Okay, so first thing that we need to do is you need to get a stock pot, which this is what I've used in my previous videos in my canning. We're going to be adding some vegetable broth. Now you need 1 gallon, or you just pick up 4 of these because it's a 32 ounce. But just vegetable broth. I just picked this up at Meijer's, just the store brand. You can get the Campbell's or whatever kind that you want, but you need 1 gallon. So 4 32 ounce equals 1 gallon.
Also, don't select broth that is salt-free or low in sodium, because we need the sodium inside the brine to help realign the molecules of the bird. So first you just throw it in the stock pot.
Guess I should have popped all these off first, huh? Oh well.
We got so many hands, we can achieve this. Teamwork.
Teamwork. Okay, so there's that part. So the next thing that we're going to add is
Second step,
some sugar.
half cup of salt.
That's a whole cup of salt.
Oh, sorry, whole cup of salt.
1 cup. I said sugar. Duh, it's salt. Hello. Okay. So 1 cup of salt, and I just use kosher salt. Now if you have sea salt, you can use sea salt, pink Himalayan salt. It's really whatever kind of salt that you have on hand, but you need 1 cup.
Thirdly, half cup of packed light brown sugar. If you don't have light brown sugar, dark brown sugar is fine.
All right.
Peppercorns.
Peppercorns right here. And we need 1 tablespoon of peppercorns. All right.
Voila.
Voila.
Bring this thing to a boil. Once it reaches a boil, stir it up, make sure everything's dissolved. Then turn off the stove, let it cool down to room temperature.
So we are going to get our stove on. We're going to get this to a boil. When we get a boil, we'll bring you right back so you can see what that looks like. Alright guys, we have the pot to a boil. We've stirred it a few times just to get everything all mixed up. And we're going to turn off the heat now.
Well, just let it arrive at room temperature, and then we'll get our bird in the brine later once the brine cools down.
Okay, so our brine has cooled, and what we did was we have a 25-pound turkey here, and we put our brine inside there plus 6 quarts of water. You know, and with all the salt that's in there, the salt's going to help keep the bacteria away. And we are going to add a small bag of ice to this to help keep it to around between 30 to 35 degrees is what you want to keep your bird at, to where it stays. There's a danger zone, basically, is what it's called. Anything over 41 degrees has a temperature, or can be in something called a danger zone, to get bacteria and germs, and just it can make really bad things. So we try to keep our bird in between 30 to 35 degrees, just to where none of that happens. But we also added all that salt in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this here. We're going to put our ice in there, just a small bag of ice to help keep it cooled. And then we're going to shut the lid, and then we're going to wait 8 hours. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to flip our bird the other way, check our temperature, make sure we're okay if we don't have to add any more ice. And if everything's okay, we're going to leave it for another 8 hours, and then in the morning the bird's ready to cook. So we will check back with you in the morning after the 16-hour period. Okay, so it's been 8 hours and we flipped the bird. So, we still leave a little sack in here. It says, keep refrigerated until you're ready to put it in the oven and take that out. So we've just left that in there just to keep it cold, because that has all the stuff from the inside of the turkey in there, which doesn't hurt because it's a sealed bag. But all we did do is flip it. So we'll check back in another 8 hours. Hey guys, so it's the next morning and our turkey is fully brined. So what we did was we took our little tom guy out of the brine, we rinsed him off really good, and then we patted him dry with a towel. Here's the next step.
Alright, we're going to fold these little wings back under here.
Folding his wings underneath the breast. This is a 25-pound turkey, so we got us a big tom here.
There we go. Make sure that his legs are tied. They usually come factory tied, as you can see here. This one is. And this stuff's safe to leave on in the oven, so don't worry about that. Just make sure to leave that on there. If you have one and his legs are running off, you might want to go ahead and tie him down with some oven twine. Just to make sure everything...
he's going to run far, far away.
Yeah, he might get scared. Alright, so... Alright, the next thing is we got to get our aromatics in the microwave here to cook. We got one big, large red onion, one red apple, and some cinnamon sticks, and we're going to just put that in a bowl with some water, microwave it like for 3 to 5 minutes, just to kind of get it going, and then we'll stuff it right here in the old bird hole. Yep. So we're going to get this, some water in there, and just enough to cover it. So, just make sure that there's plenty of water in it to cover the onion, the apple, and the cinnamon sticks, and we're going to pop that in the microwave for about 3.5 minutes. And we're going to check it. The only reason we're doing that is just to soften up the onion and the apple and the cinnamon stick before we stick it in the bird. So we're going to get it in the microwave, and when we get it done, we'll be right back. Okay, so we have, it's kind of colored the water here from the onions and the apples, and then our little cinnamon sticks here. Now we ended up doing 3.5 minutes, and then kind of poked the apple and the onion. They weren't quite soft yet, so we put it in for another 2 minutes. So we went 5.5, 6 minutes. So that's all we had to do. Now we're going to quarter these up because they are a little big, because these have to go in there. So we're going to have to take these out of the water and just cut them again in quarters is what we're going to do. And then for our bird, obviously we tucked the wings back in. We've just had this sitting right here, chillaxing on our counter here. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a stick of butter, and we're just going to rub our bird down is what we're going to do. We're going to rub the entire bird just to where this has an extra coating. See, he's going to shove all that in there. But also with our stick of butter is we took some aluminum foil, and if you get the heavy duty, you really need to get the heavy duty aluminum foil. We just had regular, so we took 2 sheets and we folded them into a triangle, and we're actually going to lay this on top of our breast because we don't want the breast to get burnt, because it's light meat and it always gets really, really dry, and so we want to make sure that our turkey stays nice and moist. So that's what we're doing. So he's going to be shoving and I'm going to be buttering. And this is just extra to keep our turkey from burning or drying out way too fast. We want to keep our bird nice. Brown it nice and even.
Yeah, nice and good, and this is going to give it that nice brown color that we're needing. I think that's pretty good, Paul.
Alright.
Okay.
As far as this goes, we like to use a nice little digital thermometer that automatically displays what temperature it is. First, we're going to use it just as a time setting.
And make sure you get the one that has the long probe. Long probe.
Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to poke this puppy directly into the middle of the turkey breast. And you don't want to hit against the bone at all, because that will give you a false reading. Alright, just like that.
And so this is a little thermometer. It's going to tell us what it reads. And this has a magnet on the back to where we can just stick it on the fridge and we can watch it at all times. Or sorry. Okay. So he's programmed the timer for 30 minutes. And what we did was we preheated our oven to 500 degrees. Now we're only going to do this for 30 minutes just because it's going to brown the turkey. Are you going to put the aluminum foil on or are you going to wait?
Nope, that's for...
Okay, we're waiting on the aluminum foil.
Go ahead and open the stove door. We like to stick them on in here. You're going to have to open the door there.
Well, I can't because you're...
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're putting him in here. I like to stick him in the feet in the back. Close him up. Set him for 30 minutes. All right. When that goes off, come back and get back at him. Here we go. All right.
Adjustments. All right, so we'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes and the dog's drinking water. You know, he's been waiting a long time too. So, sorry about that. All right, so we're going to get our oven opened and get our turkey out.
Take a look at him real quick. All right, if you can get a view of him there, you can see that we're starting to get brown.
Starting to get nice golden brown. So then what
we
we're
do now, the turkey triangle here,
and he's already pre-buttered it.
pre-buttered, pre-shaped, and we just lay it over the breast there. Shove this baby back in here. Close the door. Drop our temperature down to 350. All right, and then we set our oven thermometer here for 161 degrees and wait for the beep.
So it'll probably take about around 3 hours. It just depends on the weight of your bird, but once it gets to what?
161.
161. Once the bird internal temperature reaches 161, the bird is done. So what time is it? 11:20. It's 11:20. So we're going to count down to see how long this bird takes. But we're kind of guessing around about 3 hours or so. So when it gets to 161, we will be back to show you our nice, beautiful bird. Give her a taste. Him. Okay, so we're back. Yay! Happy Thanksgiving. Our turkey's done. Woo! Only took 3 hours to do, but here's what it looks like. Whoa! Grandma's over here laughing at me.
Roasted turkey.
Perfectly roasted turkey. So you have to let your turkey rest after you take it out of the oven. So we hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please like my page. And we hope that you all have a nice Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.